Alright, so I'm trying to do a video basically reviewing the season every season now. So here's season 12. I know I'm sorry this is probably gonna be really rushed just because I've been busy out of my mind, but I still wanted to get this out just to get it out, kind of share some of my thoughts and what I'm hoping will be fixed with season 13. Um, so getting right into it here. Also, sorry if the video quality is insanely bad. I don't know what's going on with the PS5 capture footage, but maybe just watch this in podcast. Maybe that'll be better. um, but anyways, so I wanted to start obviously with kind of the good, what the season did really well, and then we'll kind of go into like things that I'm hoping will improve with season 13 and what I'm expecting out of season 13, which, forewarning, isn't very much. I'm not expecting very much this season. I'm very, very, very low expectations. So, first off, with the good, I think Juno was absolutely spectacular for the game. I think we really needed something like Juno in the game. So, having Juno was really nice. It was a bit of a rocky start with some of the patches, but I think after she got some of the patches back, I think it was really good to see Juno in a good spot. She's pretty strong, actually. I didn't get to play much comp this season, which I'm not complaining about, but with the little amount of comp I did get to experience, I think it was actually really good. Um, I really enjoyed playing her. She almost instantly became one of my new favorite supports to play, to the point I was almost maining her for, I would say, a good half of the season before I stopped playing for a little bit. So Juno's a really, really good hero. I think she's really well balanced to the point that she can be really strong in the right hands, but not feel like Kiriko levels of overtuned at times. So that was really good. I was very happy with the way Juno got released in the end. Another thing that I thought was really good was the mythic quality. So this isn't me saying that like Reaper is the top tier mythic of all time. I want to make that clear. I think Reaper as a mythic in comparison to the other mythics is kind of middle of the road. I have things I like about it, I have things I really don't like about it. But what I was really happy to see was that they at least put a lot of effort into the Reaper mythic. One of the very big complaints, especially with some of the like season, I don't know, season like 7 through 10 skins with mythics, was definitely just a lack of quality or drop off in quality. I think the Hanzo and Rissa mythic showed this a lot. Even the ones like I would kind of argue even the Ana one was kind of like that. I know it might be a bit of a hot take, but even the Ana one felt a little bit lackluster in some departments. So being able to see how they came back a lot with this was really good. I loved seeing all the different customization options with the Reaper one. I loved seeing how the colors actually felt unique. It wasn't just like mostly same color schematics, just different colors. They actually like made each one feel unique, which was really good. The only thing with the Reaper Mythic I would even remotely say is kind of crappy is there's really no reason to use the lower armor tiers once you get like the top one. It just doesn't feel like there's much of an incentive, whereas with some of the other mythics, like each armor felt unique, like the colors, like the uh, face mask and all that, but that's just a personal complaint. Um, so last thing I wanted to bring up is the Clash game mode. This one's been kind of controversial, but I actually think that Clash is really good. I'm a personal fan of it. Maybe some people don't like it, and that's totally understandable. I know a lot of people who aren't a huge fan of like the defender advantage of the mode or just how the mode feels. I really like it though. I think this game is supposed to be fast paced, and the way that they did this game mode was fast paced, so I thought that was really good. Um, so going into what was a little more mediocre, I think one that comes up right away for me is the anniversary. I think that this anniversary was, especially compared to last season, really poor. Um, there was just rehashed game modes, and half of them didn't even feel that good. Half of them shouldn't even been in the mode or in the event, in my opinion. I don't like, for example, Cosmic Crisis. I played it once and I never looked back. Like, that's not something you want out of an anniversary for a very popular game, in my opinion. I think it would have been better to see something more along the lines of, I don't know, like bring one of the Halloween ones back, or bring like the Kings Row PvE back, or something like that. Something that made a little more sense than what we got. But I just, besides that, again, like also not having a skin shop like we had with the previous anniversary. So the previous anniversary had a skin shop where you could get some of the anniversary skins without the need to pay for them. And it was like one of the only times you'd ever see that. Instead, you could just use credits to do that. So I don't know why that was removed, because I know that was like a super successful thing, but that kind of bummed me out when I saw that. So really unfortunate, but what can you do? Um, yeah, this anniversary just felt insanely lackluster. There was only one skin I was even remotely excited, quote unquote, for, and that was the week 1 Ramatra skin. I didn't care for the BAP one. I didn't care for the Soldier one. I don't know many people who even did. Like, all my friends I talked to, nobody cared for those skins outside of the Ramatra one. So, kind of unfortunate, but what more can you do, I guess? Um, Now, on a more general scale, I would also kind of say that the Battle Pass felt extremely uneventful, and that was something that really kind of bummed me out, because we had some good season pass or some battle passes recently. I think that especially the season, I think it was season 10. Yeah, season 10 I thought was actually pretty solid when it came to the battle pass. Um, so to see that we're suddenly going backwards in quality, getting rehashed skins and stuff like that is just kind of disappointing. Is like, I understand they probably are focusing more on the shop right now, trying to get extra money and all that, but the battle pass is still like one of the big things with the game right now, and so to feel it be so lackluster with very, like, I think there was only one skin I even remotely liked, and I can't even remember the name of it off the top of my head. It was that mediocre. So to see that was kind of sad. Like, I thought the better skins were coming from the shop, which is something I usually don't like to say, but yeah, the shop was by far the better of the two in the skins department, which obviously that meant having to pay $20 a skin or $40 a skin, so good luck to the people who are just playing the game for fun. Like, that sucks. That really, really sucks. So I'm kind of, and that's something I'm gonna bring up with season 13, but I'm starting to notice a very quick decline in the quality of the battle pass and of skins especially, which has me very concerned. But we'll get there when we get there. Last thing I'm gonna mention was this season that like immediately came off the top of my head, and this goes to the shop especially, but recolors are getting worse. I don't understand why we're suddenly getting so heavy in the recolor department, but it's getting really, really bad. I especially noticed this the very last week when they released some of the, like, the Oceanic bundle, and I think there was one other bundle that had, like, a Ramatra skin. If it was Poseidon 1. Oh, that was the Oceanic. Anyways, the point is, there was a couple bundles that came out, and, like, 90% of them were recolors. And one thing that immediately came to my attention was that they weren't even selling the original colors for like over half those skins. They were only selling these new recolors, which absolutely boggles me. Like, what is the point of selling a recolor and not selling the original skin right alongside it? I don't understand that. Like, if you're gonna be starting to be marketing towards these new special recolors for people, and this is something that this upcoming season is also starting to do, I noticed with the mythics. Why are we not allowing people to get the original skin, but we are allowing them to get knockoff recolors? Like, that just kind of irks me. I don't know if that irks a bunch of other people or if it doesn't irk anybody, but I think it just kind of irks me that we're only selling the recolors. Like, I'm fine with recolors. I think it's cool to have special color options where you can have like 2 different skins of different colors so that you appeal to more people. I think that's totally fine. Just make sure you're selling the original skin so that you're not limited to just one color version of it. That just doesn't make sense. I think anyone would argue that doesn't make sense, but I digress. Um, so yeah, overall, season 12 I thought was like kind of middle of the road. Like, it was enjoyable when I was playing it, but there's a lot of things that held it back from being one of the better seasons. Um, and so that brings me to season 13. So we just got the trailer, and I saw it late. Otherwise, this video would have been out like yesterday, but I had so much going on that made it impossible. And that's also why the editing has been absolutely doo-doo water lately, so I'm sorry for that, with what little videos I'm even sending out. So I will be working on that once I get more time to actually focus on video editing and all that. So I apologize for the absolutely garbage video quality. But with season 13, my expectations are insanely low. And that hurts to say because I think a lot of people have been saying that for multiple seasons now. But this season especially, like, I took a watch of the trailer with a friend in a voice chat, and we, like, when we were watching it, he was genuinely concerned with how monotone and just saddened I was sounding when I was watching the trailer. Like, it was that bad. Um, Now, I will say, on a positive note, I am glad that we're getting some of the PvE back, and that it's actually looking pretty cool. So I'm happy to see that we're getting some of those Halloween modes back, and that they're going out with a Halloween theme again, because I really like Halloween. I love the Halloween themes they do. But with that said, um, one thing that immediately brought, like, just absolute disappointment is the trailer failed to show a single Battle Pass skin. It only showed shop skins. And granted, again, like I've said before, I knew they were going to do this. I knew they were going to focus on the shop way more with things like the layoffs. They need the money, whatever. But the fact that they didn't even show a single skin is kind of frightening. So that has me concerned. And then when I actually did finally find an image of the Battle Pass skins, which you have to go to a completely separate source to find, when I finally saw them, they're so mediocre again. Like, what's going on? Why is it like this? So the people who just want to play the game casually, like myself, and have fun, basically you're not gonna get that. You're just gonna get really disappointing and mediocre items. Like, it's just kind of sad to me. Like, I don't know. So that was kind of disappointing. And then the PvP modes, so that's one thing. They showed a PvP mode with like the unique abilities, kind of like the Diablo event. Really looking lackluster. Again, just like not looking forward to any of the game modes coming out outside of the Halloween ones because, again, they just look so mediocre. Like, I don't even know like how to put it into words about how just disappointing it seems to be. So, and then one more thing that came to my mind, and this is something I said I was going to wrap back to, so there are mythic skins with gilded variants now, these golden versions for people who already have the mythic. There's these golden recolors, and I'm very concerned about that. I think we need a lot more information about how you're going to unlock them and all that, but it looks really, it's, it just doesn't look good at all. It really, really looks like it's just gonna be another recolor thing where you buy it in the shop for prisms, and it's just like, why would you waste your money on that? So I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to make people who have these mythic skins have more incentive to use them and all that, but it's just like, come on, that's disappointing. So I'm unfortunately just not really looking forward to season 13, but we're gonna have to see what it comes out with when it gets there. So um sorry to end on such a lackluster note, but that's just really what it's turning out to be. So I'm kind of hoping that by the end it'll be better, but we'll see what it is once we get there. So um I'd appreciate it if you have any sort of other comments about um, just what the season's looking like, or if there's anything you'd like to share. Um, Thanks for listening, and see you later.